On today's episode, pitchers and catchers report. Baseball is here. Are you ready for the spring awakening? Let's talk Cubs entering Sloan right now.
Are Locked On Cubs, your daily Chicago Cubs podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome into Locked On Cubs. Alongside Sam Olber, I'm Matt Cozy. Pleased to be with you for a Wednesday episode. Thanks for making us your first listen every day. Sam and I are lifelong fans, taking our passion into discussion with you on all things Cubs. Today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of Locked On. Make every moment more with FanDuel. Visit FanDuel.com/LockedOn today to get started. Well, today is an exciting day in the off season because
Valentine's Day.
Yes, we are recording on Valentine's Day.
It's actually not Valentine's Day anymore. It's 2 a.m. Wednesday morning.
The off season is over. And before we have a Locked On Cubs spring training party, which I'd like to tease for an episode next week, Sam, I want to celebrate pitchers and catchers reporting to Sloan Park in Mesa, Arizona. If you haven't checked out our episodes this week, please do that. Shout out to all the audio peeps on Apple, Spotify, Amazon Music, and more, and listening and watching on YouTube as we've previewed the extension market on Tuesday and also got into some things to lead off a week a few days ago as well. Well, spring training is here. This is the moment we have waited for a long time. I know I am personally ready for baseball. I'm excited, and I'm excited to get into a lot of Cubs roster things and people to watch today.
Yeah, I'm obviously excited. I'm very anxious. The weather this week has really got me in baseball mode.
Oh, boy.
I was walking back from the gym tonight and it was like 5:30, something like that.
It was like 50 out, right?
And it was still light.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, well, wait a second. What time do the Cubbies play?
6:40.
Is it a 6:05 tilt in Cincinnati that'll be accompanied by a 25-minute rain delay, or same with Pittsburgh? Are they in Milwaukee for a 7:10 tilt, or is it going to be a 6:40 marquee April thing that gets moved to 7:05 when the weather turns?
Well, yeah, there's a lot of good options. I will say I've had a lot of baseball vibes this week myself. You know, the high school season starts on Monday the 27th. We play games about a month from now, so it's really is right around the corner. And you know, I did get a little bit discouraged tonight because someone told me at our basketball game that it's going to snow on Thursday.
Oh, great!
So let's just wait and see about that. But you don't have to worry about that in AZ. And I know that you're locked in to some photos of Cubs players that are being released. I know I kept my eye on that today. There was all the beat reporters were taking pictures of the players, and Cody Bellinger and Seiya Suzuki dabbed up, and just make sure to throw strikes and get a clutch hit.
Well, Suzuki looks like he could be a Mike linebacker for the Chicago Bears,
and they need one.
Yeah. Matthew, sorry, I got myself on a tangent here. What's your favorite Cubs time slot? East Coast, Central, or West Coast?
I really
comment below with your answer, by the way.
I really enjoy the 5:40 and 6:05 out east. So 5:40, 6:05 Central.
See, that's too early for me.
But you know, the 7:05, there's nothing like it. In terms of a nighttime start.
Yeah. Comment below, by the way.
Cubs have 3 games in Oakland in April. Those are going to be midnight starts.
let's get to like 30, 40 comments. Been a little bit slow lately.
No, it hasn't.
No. The West Coast for me is my favorite. I
The
just love it.
engagement this week has been awesome.
The
The West Coast is your favorite?
There's something about
You're kidding.
There's something about just crawling into bed about 10:15, 10:30 in the second inning, third inning of a ball game, telling yourself you got to get some sleep for the workday, knowing you're going to watch all 27 outs. I just love West Coast baseball. I don't know what else there is to say.
Well, once June hits, I'll be excited for West Coast baseball. I'll have a little
I don't
more
care about
room.
the fact that I don't get sleep. It is what it is. First of all, you don't get sleep regardless.
I know it's not good. I got to discuss that with you at some point.
Well, maybe, lay off Mountain Dew.
But I like 705ers, and why don't more teams do afternoon tilts? I know the Cubs are world famous for that, but
money.
Yeah, right. Good point. And what are some of your habits during spring training in terms of viewing or keeping track? Because
Great question.
I need a game plan here.
Yeah, so I never have really had one before because I've never been the host of such a powerful program. Usually it's Nick. So usually Nick plays a big role in my spring training.
You're not live texting during spring games.
No, so at his job, he has like really good access to the radio and things like that. So he'll send me like an update, like, oh, Suzuki just hit his first spring homer, something like that, if I can't watch during the day. But this year, I'll probably be keeping tabs of every ball game.
Almost every at-bat.
Yeah, something like that, because that's kind of what our job is to do, and I'm excited about that. But traditionally, I don't really lock in until like early to mid-March. Usually after the Illini get bounced out after the first weekend. And then I start locking it because at the end of the day, a lot of the stuff doesn't matter in the spring. These guys are just working on things, especially the pitchers, especially the veteran pitchers. But
yeah, how much could he actually take away, right?
It's gonna be our job to overreact to everything. Stroman gives up 8. What's wrong with Steele? Oh my gosh, Wisniewski looks like the second coming of Pedro Martinez. That's what we do, right? That's what podcasters do. And I wish I had
day. Your team every day.
I wish I had a Valentine.
Oh wow. Okay, well.
Oh, sorry. Was that the wrong program?
Yeah, well, that's Locked On Romance.
No, that's gonna be Locked On Dr. Phil, hosted by yours truly.
Okay, so a clashing of brands there. So, I want to test out our pre and post game format during spring.
Yeah,
come along with the ride. We're gonna get into big stories. We're gonna go over the important things from the ball game. We're gonna go live after some of these spring contests.
That's news to me.
And we're going to test out the format. We might do a watch along as well.
Did you get a chance?
If I'm able to get Marquee.
Did you? Oh, don't even. I got to start figuring that out too. Did you get a chance to see my Twitter explosion after the Super Bowl when I?
I actually just caught up on it like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, I don't know. It was about maybe 10:30, 10:45, and I was already tired of talking about football, so I just did a pretend Dansby Swanson play-by-play walk-off homer, and then I said, catch the post game on Locked On Cubs.
That's absolutely going to be true, and we're going to welcome people's reactions live in real time as well once we get that.
Can I ask you one quick question before we transition?
Please do.
And again, this is when I say you, I'm really asking you plus the audience. Do you guys?
Thank you for explaining that.
Do you guys like the City Connect jerseys?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Because I don't.
The Chicago Titans.
The Titans and the Royals. I don't know. I've had this conversation.
Is it going to be every Friday at home? I don't like that.
Once in
a while, I like.
I just wish I would like to
handful times a year, 4 or 5.
The jersey I would like to bring back on Fridays at home instead of the City Connect bleep would be the blue tops.
Oh, okay. I wasn't ready for it. It's too late. We're recording so late. I'm not gonna be able to sleep now.
You know what I mean?
You're getting me riled up.
The blue tops with the white pants on Fridays at home.
You do that, and
You don't. Is that a bet?
You
Was
know,
that because I know you're
that's
pretty
a lot for me to take in. I think I agree with that.
Yeah, I love back in the day,
The
like
alternate blue
the alternate blue, but with the white pants. They wear the blue all the time
at
on the roll
home.
with the gray
Yeah.
slacks. But
Right.
this would be, but this boy, we really look. It's late, folks. The blue jerseys with the white pants. All right, let's
Blue
get into some real
socks, blue
stuff.
pinstripes.
Yeah, let's get into some
All
real
right.
stuff.
So coming up next, we're
Can I
gonna
get a
get
water?
into what I believe is our third opening day roster projection.
And then we're gonna talk about
We're,
Mancini.
we're gonna do a couple more before March 30th, but let's update the roster coming up next. Today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. We're so excited about our new sports betting partner from Locked On because they're the number one, count it, number one sports book in America. New customers can join today to get started with $150 in free bets guaranteed when you place your first $5 bet. Just sign up at FanDuel.com/LockedOn. FanDuel has all your favorite bets from the money line to point spreads to player props. Plus, you can even combine your bet for a chance at a bigger payout with the same game parlay. All on an app that's safe, secure, and super easy to use. So don't miss out. Place your first $5 bet to get $150 in free bets, win or lose, at FanDuel.com/LockedOn. Make every moment more with FanDuel, the official sportsbook partner of Locked On Cubs. Welcome back into Locked On Cubs. We are going to go over the position groups entering opening day for the Chicago National League Ball Club. We do start 26 people on a roster nowadays. That's a few years in a row now. We're going to do this by position today. Not going to necessarily zoom in on all of them. For example, Cubs catchers we could knock out very quickly with Gomes and Barnhart. If we want to wax poetic, we could, but I think that's pretty straightforward.
Hopefully.
Where the first conversation piece comes in, I think, is the infield, because I do have Nick Madrigal making this team now.
Well, you've gone back and forth. You've gone back and forth more than Benedict Arnold.
Horner, Hosmer, Madrigal, Mancini, who's also going to DH and occasionally play left. McKinstry, who doesn't have any minor league options remaining. Swanson and Wisdom. So I have 7 infielders making this club. I do think Madrigal is going to battle it out with the Mastros of the world, maybe McKinstry, maybe Velasquez. Mastroboni.
Mastrobioni? I'm full.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, I'm sure you had, a Chipotle meal tonight or something.
Luminati's.
Oh, wow. On a Tuesday evening. That's
I got myself a heart. I actually ordered.
You got a heart-shaped pizza
by myself.
Okay. And I give you a lot of credit for that.
Thank you.
We love the Cubs. Speaking of hearts here on the show, that's why we're talking about it now.
Yeah.
Good segue by me. But, there is also another outfielder I'm going to talk about later in the show. It's a really dark horse pick, if I do say so myself. I don't have him making the team right now, but I'll get to that in a minute. But this is the infield. I do think that it's not set in stone because of that 1 or 2 spots, but I also think we know, what the plan is for most of these guys in terms of rotation. David Ross, it's going to be up to him, a lot of this stuff.
Yeah, I'll get to this is the subject of my players to watch, so I'll hold off. I'll hold off on giving it too much away. Do you have Morel? Do you have Morel as an outfielder?
I have Morel now making the club, and I listed him as an outfield. He's more of a utility.
Yeah, this is it. This is correct.
Isn't it the team?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's all the positional guys. And then I have the rotation. No changes there. Kyle Hendricks is very likely to open the year on the injured list.
Can I interrupt you for 1 sec?
Yeah.
I understand that you're correct on that, but has the reporting on that been a little dull?
Well, they haven't followed up yet.
Yeah, because I don't know. I miss Hendricks.
And we need to follow up on Keegan Thompson. Is he going to compete for the 5th spot?
No. I don't want that.
Okay. Well, I think it might happen, though, in spring.
No. Are you serious?
Well, again, I haven't seen any reports yet. I don't know what the media
Why would they
availability is.
do that? We've done tons of segments on how potent Thompson could be out of the bullpen,
I
and you have
know.
Sampson or Wisniewski even.
Yeah, no, Wisniewski's somewhat on the fringe as well to make it.
No. Thompson is supposed to be a special weapon out of the pen. Don't start floating that in people's heads now.
Okay. All right. Well, no, I don't disagree with you. And right now, my pen is Alzolay, Baracki, Boxberger, Fulmer, Hughes, Merriweather, Thompson, and Rowan R. Wick.
Is that his middle name? So
No, I made that up. So
okay.
again, this is a late recording that we're doing. So
Too late. It's 3 a.m. I hear the roosters outside.
I'm going to get to one of these names in a minute or two here. Would like to have Ryan Baracki on if you could pull that off, Sam. Would really like to champion.
Yeah,
him on the
I'm
show.
not really sure he likes me, but I will try and reach out to him. We competed against each other for a long time, and if you've known me on the show, you can imagine how I am on the basketball court. Pretty annoying.
And so that's the bullpen. I don't know if anybody, if you would, the Merriweather and Baracki spots, those are two spots that are up for grabs. You have Leiter in there, you have Estrada, you have some other lefties.
Can you go back to the outfield for 1 minute?
Yeah.
That's a good group.
Yeah, it is.
It's a good group of guys.
It's stable.
It's a stable group. You know what I mean? I mean,
like a table.
There could be, by the way, notice no Mervis.
Correct.
I'm getting ready for that reality. Hope he hits 40 homers in the WBC. Hope he leads Israel to the gold.
Can you imagine if he hit like 10 in the WBC? It'd be crazy.
Well, yeah, I think what do they play, like 6 games? If he hit 10 and didn't make the team, you'd have to find a new podcast host. Let me tell you something about this outfield. There's a lot of home runs out there.
I hope so.
No, there is.
Like maybe even upwards of 80.
Well, Bellinger's going to hit 25.
Mm-hmm.
Hap's probably going to hit over 20. So right there, minimum we're 45. Suzuki's going to hit 25. 45 plus 25 is going to be 70. Morel's going to hit 15. There's 85 home runs on that board.
That's right. Oh, that's good math. And I like this 26-man roster. I got to tell you something. The team up north doesn't have a better roster.
Yes, they do. Okay,
they have better starting pitchers.
The problem with their roster compared to our roster is it's not as deep as the Northsiders, but it is so potent with starters.
Yeah,
and then their manager. That's that's going to be the key. That the Cubs and that team. We all know St. Louis is going to be good, and they should be good because all their players all their players do is come home, read books, and walk their pets. But up north, we could be
maybe occasionally go out to breakfast or something.
Yeah, at IHOP. I really think this has got to be the year for either one of Burns, Woodruff, or Peralta to see some regression. If that happens, and you got to remember, even though he struggled mightily for a large portion of his stint in San Diego, Hader off that roster just makes them feel less intimidating, doesn't it?
Yeah, even though Devin Williams is so good.
Yeah, he is excellent. But really, it just really good. No, he is. It'll be interesting to see how they do their 7, 8, 9. They're beatable, to your point.
Yeah,
are the Cubs a better roster than them? Probably not. Are they beatable? Absolutely. And I think they're one of those teams, unlike the Cubs, where they're one starting pitching injury away from being in big trouble.
Well, and I just remembered something I meant to text you with a link this week. Big news. The Brewers have decided that Craig Counsell is going to remain in his walk year this year. He is potentially a free agent after 2023.
Well, if the Cubs win 78 ball games this year, they should sign him.
Well, we could definitely do an episode on that before March 30.
I think Craig
so
Counsell's a very good manager.
I
I
know.
think he's gotten a lot with not that much, especially since Christian Yelich, has forgotten how to hit. Knock
Coming
on
up
wood.
next,
Knock on wood. Knock on wood.
each of us are going to pick 3 players, a trio,
all right.
to keep an eye on in spring training. Stay tuned. We're back to Locked On Cubs. Thanks for making us your first listen every day. Shout out to everybody listening whenever and wherever you may be doing so. And we are going to give you 3 players this spring that we're going to keep an eye on. I went with someone that's firmly on the team, that's in the thumbnail today. And then I went with 2 players competing for a final spot on the team. Would you like? Oh, geez. Let's. Okay,
Sorry.
wow.
Sorry, it's late.
Let's try not to do that on the air.
It's late, man.
Should I go first?
Whatever.
Julian Merriweather.
Oh, wow.
Competing for a bullpen spot, waiver claim from the Blue Jays. Has an array of pitches, unlike most pitchers currently on the 40-man, plus breaking ball and a fastball up to 99. He does not have a minor league option yet. Also, I have a situation if the Cubs pull off a bit of a twist for the last positional spot, an outfielder, Ben DeLuzio. DeLuzio was a waiver pickup as well from the Cardinals. He is extremely limited offensively, but offers speed and defense. Could be a potential, what I'm calling rule changes roster spot with bigger bases, a pitch clock, no shifting. Maybe they try someone like DeLuzio, who's going to play for Team Italy in the WBC.
Is he fast?
Open up. He's very fast. Tons of steals in the minor leagues. He was prolific at it.
Ooh, that is interesting because we don't have much speed on this roster.
No, we have guys who have stolen a bag from time to time, and it is intriguing about the new bases. But I think someone that has a track record of it is definitely intriguing. And then I'm just really excited, almost kid-like, to see Dansby Swanson.
Swanson's one of your players to watch.
Free agent acquisition. Just want to see him in the new colors. Excited to see him in the middle of the order. And I think he's going to hit dozen spring training homers.
Dad, I'm trying to
exaggerating.
Dad, I'm trying to watch some 90s Bulls highlights. Any players to watch? Yeah, try and watch number 23, Jordan. He's going to be pretty good. Oh, okay.
What about Rodman?
Yeah, right.
Steve Kerr.
I'm watching third base, Luke Longley. I'm watching third base. I want to see
how does it look?
I want to see how that plays out. I want to see
some dirt on it.
Is it going to be a platoon all year, or is somebody going to take a step forward and claim that job between McKinstry, Madrigal, Wisdom, potentially Morel? But I like where you had Morel as the 4th outfielder. I think it's going to be between those 3 guys: Wisdom, McKinstry, and Madrigal. They like McKinstry. Obviously, they traded Chris Martin for him, who was just absolutely outstanding in a Dodger uniform.
Yes.
Last year, and very good in a Cub uniform. I suspect, like you said, he doesn't have another minor league option, so they're going to give him a chance. Out of those 3, Wisdom obviously provides the highest ceiling with his power. I think McKinstry is the guy I'd be most intrigued about. You're going to see Wisdom versus lefties. Heck, he's probably going to hit in the middle of the order versus lefties. But that's what, like, in terms of spring training, I want to see. There's not much competition going on. There is there. So I want to see the competition there, and I want to see who does somebody just have a really big spring and say, hey, this is going to be my job March 30th.
Awesome. Be sure to subscribe to Locked On Cubs on YouTube and smash the like button on all your favorite Locked On Cubs content. Also, drop us a line in the comments. We're on Apple, Spotify, Amazon Music, and more on the audio side. And you could drop us a text, as we're planning to do a mailbag on Monday, 312-834-4634. We do have one more show this week. On Thursday, we're back to 5 episodes per week next week. The rest of the way, or definitely. And we might go live on Monday afternoon, but we'll make sure to officially announce that as we get closer. If we do go live Monday, though, it will be in the essence of an afternoon Cubs game in which the show will begin at 1:20. Thanks for making us your first listen every day. Now make your second Locked On MLB Prospects. For host Lindsey Crosby is a prospect encyclopedia, and he's going deep on the MLB stars of tomorrow. Locked On MLB Prospects, available on YouTube and wherever you get your podcast. He's Sam Olver. I'm Matt Cozy. This
John Bushler
is Locked On Cubs.